start your engines.
Welcome back, everyone. Episode 17 of the Brodie Pod coming at you live. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're over on the YouTube. Turn on notifications. Follow us on Spotify. Be sure to rate the show. If you want to stay up to date on the show, be sure to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Brodie Pod. And gentlemen, we are in the end game.
Gentlemen, the playoff engines have been started.
The playoff engines have been started. We are now college football semis this week. The NFL playoff picture is set. Football is almost over. I'm kind of sad, man. I'm gonna be honest, man. It's kind of we're running out of the glory days right now.
It's bittersweet because, our teams are out, but now we get the meat of the season. We get the important games, the playoff games.
Now we get to sit back and just watch the chaos ensue. And we're going to make sure you're up to date on all your playoff knowledge with this episode, probably dropping Thursday. But with that, Matt, we can get into our Brodies of the week. You started last week. You want me to start this week?
You go ahead and start us off.
Okay. All right. I'll start off this week with my Brodies of the week. This one's going to lead into something that I wasn't really wanting to talk about, but we're going to talk about it a little bit. Brendan Soresby, quarterback from Cincinnati, is committed to Texas Tech for the cheap price of $5 million. He will make more than a second-round pick in the NFL draft. And he's considered by some to be the number one transfer portal player out there right now. Definitely, I think, number one quarterback. It's him and the Arizona State quarterback, Sam Leavitt. He chose Texas Tech over, look at that nice hat Matt's got there,
yeah.
LSU. After he talked with our...
What? Just for your Brodie.
Just for my Brodie. It's where he's not going. He's coming to Texas Tech. He decided after he talked to Cody Campbell and Patrick Mahomes, and also just said he was blown away by the facilities and the culture that the staff has set there in Lubbock.
He's getting something under the table, dude.
He's got to, listen, it's okay when other teams do it, but when Tech spends money, it's a problem. I see. Honestly, I could just say Texas Tech as a whole is tearing up the portal right now. They could have been my Brodie of the week, but...
To be fair, if a future Hall of Fame quarterback is reaching out to you to come to his alma mater, I think you're gonna go there. So, and
this is gonna lead me into the one thing I didn't really want to talk about, but Tech desperately needed a quarterback, especially after the Orange Bowl versus Oregon. I didn't want to get into it too much, but the quarterback play and kind of offense as a whole was lacking, but it was more on the quarterback. Baron Morton did not have his best game against Oregon, but our defense played fantastic. Unfortunately, they were out on the field a little too long and eventually just ran out of steam. It was a good game at half. It was 6-0. It was a defensive battle, and then, it finished at 23-0. One of those was a garbage time touchdown from Oregon. I don't know if there's much else to say. I'm kind of glad this game was almost a week ago by the time this episode drops. It was it was a tough way to start the year, especially as a Tech fan. It hurts. Honestly, Tech has now turned the page, and what they've been doing in the portal, it's got me excited for next year. I think this is going to be a great experience to go through. I look at a team like Oregon that we just lost to. They got blown out last year against Ohio State, and then they come back this year. They're locked in. They're making a run now. They're now in the semifinals. Something that you don't want to see your team go through, but it's something that you have to. Cody Campbell did say he is going to double the resources. I think this last year he spent $20 million on the team. He's now, I believe, committing $40 million to the team, and it looks like it with what the portal's going through right now. Good things there. If you're a Red Raider, the future looks bright, even though
he's down to $35 million now.
Is it down to $35 million?
Well, he's down to $35. He already spent the
$5 million on Brendan Soresby. Yeah, so my Brodie League, Brendan Soresby. Also, that was us talking about the Tech Oregon game. We're going to move on from that, but...
Also, I don't know. Did you look up... I don't know if you know much about Brendan Soresby.
I think stats.
I've talked to you a little bit about him before
even any of this stuff came out. 2025 stats.
Yeah, because I was saying this guy is one of the best quarterbacks.
That's a great reminder, Matt. So his stats are he had 2,800 yards, 36 touchdowns, and 580 rush yards. He's kind of a quarterback that can do it all. I believe his girlfriend also just committed to Texas Tech for volleyball. She committed before, so. I think that's a good way to know if a quarterback's coming to your school.
Only 5 interceptions also.
Only 5 interceptions. Yeah, Cincinnati they were looking like a decent team in the Big 12, and then they just kind of fell apart. I think they ended up losing 5 in a row. I was watching their bowl game the other week, and I was like, what? Why is Cincinnati? I just went and looked at their schedule. I was like, Oh, they've dropped 5 in a row. That's unfortunate.
I mean, their backup was playing in that bowl game, I'm pretty sure. Just makes
Yeah,
sense.
probably realized Brandon Soresby wasn't too
I will
committed,
say,
though.
if Soresby was Tech's quarterback this past week, we'd be playing again.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people you could put in that position of was Tech's quarterback. I mean, the defense
that's
played
fair.
about as well as you could have hoped, especially the first half. The second half, they had just been on the field too long. I think they were out there like 75 something plays or whatever. That's
I'm going to
just
stick with what I've said. I mean, they only gave up 6 points, the defense.
yeah, they only gave up 6 points.
I mean,
in
the
the first
touchdowns.
half.
I mean, the touchdowns that they scored were off of like the offense, turning the ball over
Yeah,
and giving them great field position. That's not really on.
That's a
You
good
can't put
point.
that on the defense.
Yeah, the defense was doing their job, especially. I mean, if you just look at the first half, had the offense been able to give them any type of rest, it would have been pretty much lights out. If the offense could have done anything, but getting shut out in your college football debut, it's not a good look. Makes the Big 12 as a whole look bad. I think the Big 12 only has one win now in the college football playoff history, and that was TCU beating Michigan a couple years ago, and then they got blown out in the championship game. So it's just unfortunate for the Big 12, but I think as the NIL continues to expand, the Big 12 is going to get better. I mean, all the conferences are going to get better. Look at what Miami's doing from the ACC right now. They didn't even win the ACC, and they're making a trip to the semifinals. But we'll get into that a little bit in the semifinal talk after we get through Brodie's of the Week. We got a couple more Brodie's of the Week to get through. My next Brodie of the Week, staying with college football, is Nick Saban. You might say, why is Nick Saban your Brodie of the Week? He's not a coach anymore. He's retired. He's on College Game Day. Well, you'd be correct. Every coach that remains in the college football playoff semifinals is a descendant of the Nick Saban coaching tree. Indiana, led by Curt Cignetti, he was on Saban's initial Alabama staff in 2007. He worked there for 5 seasons as the wide receivers coach and recruiting coordinator. He stockpiled Heisman winners and first-round draft picks. Some of the notable players that he brought into Saban's team was Julio Jones and Mark Ingram. So Cignetti knows what he's doing. He knows how to recruit.
Shout out Marky Mark, dude.
Shout out Marky Mark. Oregon, led by Dan Lanning, served as a graduate assistant under Nick Saban at Bama during the 2015 national title run, taking a full-time assistant job at Memphis and then joining Kirby Smart at Georgia, who was also a Nick Saban descendant. Dan Lanning did say in an interview that he knew he was going to take a pay cut to go be a GA there under Saban, but he said he was getting his degree in football. It's paid off. He's become an exceptional head coach since that time. Ole Miss is led by Lane Kiffin, who was a Nick Saban descendant, but now it's led by Pete Golding, who worked as the defensive coach under Saban for 5 years, including the 2020 national championship season before leaving and going to Ole Miss. And then finally, Miami is coached by Mario Cristobal, who was hired by Saban in Alabama in 2013 after losing his head coaching job at Florida International. This article actually came out on ESPN. It's by Ryan McGee. They just talked about the Nick Saban descendant tree. I thought it was a good way. So shout out Ryan for stockpiling all this info. Yeah, Nick Saban, I think that's someone who, yeah, he's not coaching anymore, but he's still going to have an influence on college football. I think he's someone that should be, I know he's said that he doesn't want to be like the chairman or anything, but he needs to have some type of influence in college football, especially with NIL. Or even just like, the portal dates, when those open, when those close.
He should be on the CFP committee.
Yeah, he should be at least like be in the ear of someone on the CFP committee, whether it's changing the format or something. I think, Nick Saban, he's on College Game Day now. He voices his opinions there, but I think he should still have when these coaches get together or when these ADs get together from all these schools or even like the conference chairmen and stuff get together, he should be the one that's kind of in that room and they should be able to just ask him questions. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? I think it's someone that, yeah, of course he wants Alabama and he has some, he's going to have some allegiance to Alabama maybe, but I think overall he wants what's good for college football. That's where he's made a lot of his success and he only wants to see that sport grow.
Also, I really don't think it's a coincidence that there's so many, that all of the coaches are descendants of Saban. That's just how good of a coach he was for how long he was doing it.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of other college football teams should, look at that coaching tree from Nick Saban and see if that's something that see if you can find someone that you want to get. Matt, do we want to get into your Brodies of the week now?
Yeah. Also, both of my Brodies are actually college football. They have to do with college football. So college football did run the table on Brodies this week.
So the real Brodie of the week is college football.
It is. I would say so.
I mean, we're in the
All
semis.
right.
Let's go ahead and we got to get it all out now because we only got so many weeks left.
Speaking of semis, my first Brodie, Trinidad Chambliss.
An absolute
I'm sure all of y'all watched Ole Miss versus Georgia this past week. Honestly,
Thank
from
God.
start to what?
That was the only game that wasn't a blowout.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's the only game that made
the New Year's
that made
games
those
good.
games worth watching.
Yeah.
Honestly, from start to finish, just a fantastic performance out of the guy. 30 of 46, 362 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. I will say, like the counting stats, the box score isn't really jumping out at you as something incredible or monumental, but it really comes down to the plays that he was making on the field and the way he was able to extend drives. Coming down to the end of the game when it was tied, or whether it was like a 3-point game, whatever it was, be able to evade pressure. There's one play where he probably evaded like 5 defensive players and found an open guy, got the first down.
It was actually exceptional. I watching that last drive, or it was just like the last drives of the fourth quarter. He was just rolling out, getting.
Honestly, it was the entire fourth quarter. He was hot. He was on it.
They compared it to like a heat check in basketball. It was exactly that. He was just heat check. He's like, all right, well, I think there's one of my receivers down there. I think I could fit it in that window. And he rolls out and jukes like 3 other defenders, and then finally nails his receiver 30 yards down the field. It was actually incredible stuff to watch.
Yeah, I think Georgia. I think Ole Miss was up by 10 at some point in the fourth, and then momentum kind of shifted to the Bulldogs. They were able to come back and tie the game, but with a little help from the rest.
I mean, both those quarterbacks were absolute warriors.
Yeah.
Gunnar Stockton was taking some absolute shots from Ole Miss, but just Trinidad Chambliss, it was just watching a magician out there. It was insane.
Dude, Stockton is just like a textbook, college quarterback.
It reminds me of who was the Georgia's quarterback? I'm thinking of that just won a national championship with them.
Stetson Bennett.
He reminds me of Stetson Bennett.
Like they don't have crazy arm talent, but they got the heart.
They got
that bulldog in them. But yeah, Chambliss was awesome, and he helped Ole Miss move to the semis.
I also say another possible Brodie of the week was the Ole Miss helmets. Those things were sweet.
Yeah, I've seen them.
They should roll those things out for the semis. Impossible.
They've worn them before, but that might be one of my just Ole Miss unis in general. Those helmets were sick. Their powder blue unis are sick. I think
great jersey matchup.
College uniforms are just better, all in all. Second Brodie, Miami's defense.
You're almost previewing the semifinal right now.
I kind of am, dude.
This is good.
It makes sense though. Like Miami's defense is the reason that Miami is still in the college playoffs.
Yeah.
So
it's not Carson Beck. I don't think Carson Beck's passed for 150 yards in a game yet.
I don't think so, but I guess he doesn't. He doesn't have to apparently.
Yeah.
I guess I wasn't. I'll start with this. I wasn't here when y'all were talking first round of the playoffs, of the college playoffs. So I'll just give the stats that they had. So like they had 7 sacks, 9 TFLs against A&M, and this past week against Ohio State, they had 5 sacks and 7 TFLs against Ohio State. Held Ohio State to 80 rushing yards. One of their DBs made an incredible play. He jumped a screen pass, took it to the house for a pick 6. They win.
I had one thing on that play. Ruben Bain on that play, the DN, absolutely disrupted that play. Probably the fastest jump I've ever seen off a ball. It was perfect, and that's the reason. I believe that's that corner read it perfectly.
He did,
but Ruben Bain. I mean, I had to go back and do it like frame by frame. And the second the ball is snapped, he is off the line and already yard past. It is insane stuff. That guy is an NFL talent.
Yeah,
that's the first time I've seen someone like that. I'm actually like, okay, no, that's an NFL guy right there.
Yeah. It's a little like you remember that Jadeveon Clowney play in college?
Yeah, with South Carolina. That was actually the day after New Year's as well.
He was like in the backfield immediately and got that insane TFL.
I guess that was January 1st and this game was December 31st. Let me correct myself real quick.
But yeah, I mean Ruben Bain and Akeem Messidor, who's their best D tackle. I would say, I mean, they're the best pass rushing duo in college, bar none. Ruben Bain is going to be a top 5 pick in this draft upcoming. I don't know how high Akeem Messidor is going to go, or if he even declares this year. But I mean, they're awesome. Miami's defense is probably the best in the nation. going to be a tough task for Ole Miss this week.
Yeah, I think honestly, out of the remaining teams, Miami and Indiana have the best defense, and that could be something we end up seeing in the national championship. I mean, this is. Do we want to go and transition from your Brodies of the week? Is that it for Miami?
That's it for Miami, yeah.
Because we can go ahead and just get into the semifinals, which
Might as
the
well.
first game is
kind of already dead.
Yeah, we're kind of leading right into it with what's going on, which is perfect because when this comes out, there's going to be the first game here. Number 6 Ole Miss taking on number 10 Miami. That's going to be the Vrbo Fiesta Bowl at the State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. I think this might be my favorite bowl just based off the name, the Vrbo Fiesta Bowl. I think that's a cool name. It's not like the what was the bowl last week that we were trying to struggle to pronounce? Isleta? Isleta? We still don't know.
Still don't know if that's right.
Still don't know if that's right. Miami opens this game as a 3-point favorite, but as Matt alluded to, don't count out Ole Miss and Trinidad Chambliss. This is going to be probably the first time we get to see 2 Brodies of the week go at it the next week.
Yeah. Also, I was going to say, unsung hero of that game for Ole Miss, Kwan Lacey, who had like almost 100 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Yeah, that guy is, I mean, I haven't really heard anybody really talk about him. It's mainly just Trinidad Chambliss.
No, he's an absolute dog. There was a couple, I mean, he can catch as well. There was a couple catches he made. He was hit immediately and just gets up. That guy's a dog.
He's insane.
I mean,
Underrated.
Good thing you mentioned Kwan Lacey.
I assume it's Kwan.
Good thing you mentioned Kwan Lacey. He agreed to a new deal to return to Ole Miss in 2026. Now, the dollar amount isn't public information yet, but
it's just the fact you're saying. It's just hard to even, to see that that's a thing now in college. Like a college player agrees to a new deal. It'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I mean, someone compared college football to like amateur for the NFL or, semi-pro. And I think that's the path we're headed down now. Who knows if they're ever going to change it to athlete-student instead of student-athlete, but that's up. We can see. I mean, who is the famous quote? I didn't come here to play school. Who is that? Oh, I'll look it up real quick. Cardell Jones.
Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, the college football is literally just getting them ready for the NFL. It's like this. It literally is like semi-pro.
And players have agents now.
Like the NFL is dependent on college football for their own product. I understand why they're getting paid. I don't disagree.
I think they should be paid now. There should be checks and balances on it. One of the big distractions I did see for this game is Ole Miss's coaches. I guess they're talking to LSU, and there was even talks that they may not be here for this game or possibly the national championship. I think that's just outside noise. I think no matter what, these coaches are going to be there to coach these players up. I don't know if there's much coaching that goes on, but, call on the plays, whatever it is. I think that's more just outside noise, but it's tough whenever you're a team trying to make a run and then you hear all this other stuff about, oh, my coach may not even be here this next week. I think Pete Golding even alluded to that in one of the post-game press conferences because LSU's trying to get through the portal. They're trying to get kids recruited. Who knows? They may have lost Brayden and Soresby because they didn't have their offensive coordinator there or defensive coordinator. It's tough.
I did see that LSU lost one of their offensive tackles who was like one of the highly rated offensive tackles in the portal. Guess where he went?
Ole Miss?
He went to Ole Miss.
Did he actually?
I thought it was supposed to be the other way around. I thought LSU was supposed to get Ole Miss players.
Yeah, well, I guess he really didn't want to play for Lane Kiffin or something.
Apparently not.
That or Lane Kiffin's bringing someone. I think LSU is going to be like a juggernaut next year. I think they're going to be a problem. I mean, just look at what Ole Miss is doing, and that's the team that Lane Kiffin put together. I mean, that's something as an LSU fan you can expect in a couple of years. I did see LSU has to pay Lane Kiffin, what was it, $500,000 for Ole Miss beating Georgia?
Yeah. I don't think if they
win the national championship, I believe it's $1 million.
It is $1 million, which LSU obviously was fine agreeing to that just to get Kiffin over there. I'm still surprised that Kiffin left. I don't know whose decision it was for him just to leave and not be able to coach in the playoffs. I don't know if that was LSU or if that was Ole Miss was doing that or if that was like LSU. I still don't know. I think it might have been Ole Miss's AD.
Yeah.
Athletic director saying no. Like, if you want out, you're gone.
But this is one of the reasons why I would be inclined to take Miami in this game. You think with all the noise going on, Miami's just getting ready for the game and stopping Trinidad. I did see Joe Klatt talk about this Ole Miss team resembles SMU, a better version of SMU who had beat Miami earlier in the season. They were able to run the ball and get those defensive linemen tired. I was like, that's a fair point. I mean, K'Wan Lacey can actually. We were just talking. He's going to be an absolute problem if they can stay on the field and keep converting. They're going to get these defensive linemen tired out.
And if Trinidad can, make
but what's
plays.
funny is we're not really talking about Carson Beck too much in this game. Carson Beck just has to kind of go out there and be like a manager almost. He just needs to not turn the ball over.
He's a game manager. He's not.
If you compare him to Trinidad
changer.
Chambliss.
He's a game manager, not a game changer.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're not really talking too much about that side, but I am really excited to see Trinidad versus this defensive line. And honestly, Miami's defense as a whole, I think it's going to be an absolute show. And my favorite part of the Miami games right now has been Michael Irvin, my previous Brodie of the week. He still is just continuing the bit of just being the crazy unk out there. Also, I think he's superstitious because he's worn the same shirt the last 2 games. Probably the same pants and belt as well because he goes over to the sideline and does the belt to ass thing.
Yeah, I saw that when they beat A&M.
Yeah,
he did the jersey on the trash can. It was like beating the trash can with a belt.
He did it against Ohio State as well. He just put their jersey on the water cooler. I don't know. I guess is he bringing these jerseys to the game just in case?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
He's going to town.
I also saw Chambliss. He either got granted a 6-year of eligibility in college.
Oh, did he officially get it?
Or he was hoping to get one. Either way, he wants to stay.
That's a big thing.
If he can get that, he wants to stay and not declare for the draft.
Are you saying that he did get it or he did not?
I can't remember if he got it or not.
That's a big.
But point being, he wants to stay at Ole Miss if he can.
Oh, he does want to stay at Ole Miss.
He doesn't want to declare if he doesn't have to.
I doubt. I bet he's saying that now, but the second Lane Kiffin comes and offers him a deal.
I don't think he would go.
You don't think he would go?
No.
I think it depends on who LSU brings in.
I think
if they end up going to get Sam Levitt or someone of that caliber.
So I think he's got a chip on his shoulder now. I think he's pissed that.
Do you think he's mad at Saban? You think there was a falling out?
Probably. You being the starting quarterback, kind of like a star, and your head coach just up and leaves you.
Yeah, I guess it's true, but
I mean, maybe he could follow him, but I don't think he would.
That or Ole Miss is offering a bag.
I mean, there's really not much loyalty left.
I believe the 6-year eligibility he's asking for was like a red shirt COVID year, and he got injured. It was something like it's a crazy.
I didn't know he's been in college that long.
If it's 6-year, we're 2026. I guess would that be 2021? Technically count as COVID? I don't know. It's hard to know. So these quarterbacks, like who's the one for Oklahoma State, Texas Tech guy? What was it? Alan Bowman. Alan Bowman was in college football for a long time. And I mean, why would they not want to stay in college football? Especially right now, it's so lucrative. If I was a quarterback making more money than a second-round draft pick, I'd stay as well.
Okay, yeah, it's not official yet, but it says that Chambliss reached an agreement on a new deal with Ole Miss contingent on him being granted
eligibility. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see they offered him a deal, but I did see he had put in for that 6-year of eligibility. Which I guess, I don't know, maybe he wants to include raise his draft stock a little bit. Just be interesting. I
mean, yeah, honestly, if he declares right now, I don't know where he would go.
Like if you won a national championship, your draft stock's never higher. Go to the draft. Well, I guess you have quarterbacks like Fernando and
I think that would
Dante
also
Moore.
That depends. I mean, if Carson Beck wins the national championship, it's not like teams are going to be falling all over each other to draft him.
No. But I will say we can get into the next game here. Speaking of some high drafted quarterbacks, some quarterbacks that will be in this next draft. Probably the best
that are going
play.
to go 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Whether you want to put
it's going to be an absolute battle. Number 5, Oregon taking on number 1, Indiana, January 9th. This Friday at 6:30. It's the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl and the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. And I want to say they got these bowls mixed up, dude. Making Ole Miss and Miami go to Arizona, and then Oregon and Indiana go to Georgia across the country. They got them like flip-flop. There should be like a clause in the college football playoffs if both teams are close to another bowl game. Because now these fans have to travel all the way across. The Oregon fans just traveled to Miami, and now they got to travel to Georgia. Maybe they just stayed out there. I don't know. It's tough.
Well, that would have meant that Miami would have had like some home field advantage.
Ole Miss is right there as well.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. It would have been fair for both of these. I guess Indiana is technically closer to Georgia. But
last game, if it was going to be geographically based.
Yeah, and Tech would have been at Cowboy Stadium
in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. If you make it there, I mean, yeah. Just like the Super Bowl.
Maybe the higher seed, maybe like the lower seed gets the home field a little bit. It's not it's not at their college, but it's at like, the closest stadium. I don't know. We might make that more. We might make more work for the college football playoffs than it requires. But just interesting. I thought that was a dumb point I wanted to bring up real quick. Indiana is favored in this game by 4 points, and this is a rematch of a regular season game earlier this year. October 11th, Indiana beat Oregon 30-20 at Oregon. And it feels like ever since that game, Indiana's gotten even better. I saw a thing also from Joe Klatt said that they're one of the least penalized teams in college football. I think they average 3 penalties a game, maybe. That's insane. That just means they're not beating themselves. And Fernando Mendoza, if you can't even make it a game, he's going to be the one that takes over. He's the Heisman winner for a reason. He's been playing lights out. It seems like in all of his interviews, he's moving at Mach 1. He is absolutely media trained. I don't know what it is. But I think Indiana, to me, they feel like a team of destiny. They could be the first 16-0 team in college football. That's just because of the playoffs.
I think if there's any question about who the number one team really is, I think Indiana ended any doubt after that beat down against the Crimson Tide.
Do you think the champion comes from Ole Miss, Miami, or do you think it comes from Oregon, Indiana?
Champion is Indiana.
Yeah.
1,000,000%.
I think it's Oregon or Indiana. I think
no, it's Indiana.
Whoever wins that is going to win the national championship.
No, Indiana is not losing.
I'm saying they're a team of destiny. We're jinxing them right now, dude. Oregon's about to come, and Dan Lanning's going to be cooking in the lab.
I think they're too good to get jinxed, dude.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
That's exactly how a jinx works, Matt.
I didn't think their defense was that good, but I mean, granted, like Ty Simpson is not good. I mean, they put him in the back.
Ty Simpson went out, but I mean, that game was before Ty Simpson went out. Indiana just seemed like they had control of that game.
Dude, I saw a stat. I think Alabama has had 50 rushing yards in their 2 playoff games combined, I think.
From Oklahoma and Indiana? I guess it's true. They really didn't have much of a run game this year.
I mean, they
went all kind of dependent on Ty Simpson.
They went against 2 of the best defenses.
But that would make sense. Oklahoma, they were trailing that game. Like, it was like 17-0.
Yeah. They did come back, though.
Yeah, they came back, but
they didn't come back.
It wasn't running the ball. Now, Indiana, I mean, the field conditions were tough, but Indiana didn't affect them all. They didn't look like they
Mendoza.
They missed a step.
I mean, Mendoza just looked he was coasting.
Yeah.
Anything he wanted, he got.
What, I think he had 18 passes in that game. He went 16 for 18 or something like that. Insane.
Both of Indiana's running backs had like over 80 rushing yards each.
And their defense just seems like, I haven't given their defense enough credit yet. That defense is for real. What it was able to do to Alabama, an SEC team. Like, people want to say the SEC is good. Well, Indiana just proved their point that they can handle it. Yeah. I think they're a tough team to beat. You almost have to catch them on the right day. Like, Mendoza has an off performance, or maybe that defense isn't. I honestly, I don't know if that defense has an off day.
I forgot to mention earlier, people were saying, this is not about Indiana or Oregon, but about Trinidad. People are saying that he had that performance against Georgia was like the best single game quarterback performance in college playoff history.
Trinidad versus Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I think I know where you're going with this, and no.
Yeah.
What is the best performance, Matt?
Joe Burrow versus OU, over 500 passing yards, 7 touchdowns.
Insane. What was it?
That's
like 63-10 or something that game?
No, they had more than 10. It was closer than that, but
was it?
He still put up. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he had one of the best, I will say, just not based on like stats, but based on like his actual performance on the field. But anyways, I just forgot to bring that up.
Oh, it was 63-28. Sorry, old OU fans. You scored a touchdown every quarter in that game.
Good job.
Unfortunately, LSU scored 21, 28, and then 2 touchdowns to finish the game.
That was Jalen Hurts and CeeDee Lamb, I believe.
Yeah, that game was out of hand quick. It was 49-14 at half.
Yeah, dude, that
might have been one of the best halves of football in the college football playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, we've been spoiled by, like, we've seen just egregious performances by whether it's a player
what you see in some of these college football
whole.
Playoff games. You see you can easily tell who the best team is. I feel like that we're looking at that with Indiana. Now, I'm not going to count out Dan Lanning. That guy is, when you see him running out of the tunnel, he looks like a man possessed. Staying there with the team.
This game isn't going to be 35-30.
No, this is going to be I mean, like I said, their previous matchup was 30-20, and even that was close for most of the game.
Yeah.
Like Indiana wasn't pulling away with that game until like the very end of the fourth quarter. So it's going to be a knockdown drag out. I think that's going to be the better game to watch, but Ole Miss Miami is just going to be wild. I think that's a coin flip. I think you could just, I don't know who's going to win that.
So who are we picking?
Oh, I guess we could do our picks.
Who are you picking?
I think just because the first game, the Vrbo Fiesta, I think I'm going to go Miami just because Ruben Bain, like I said, that was one of the best.
I love that guy, huh?
I saw that one play. If there's one play that could ever sell me on a player, it was that one. And he didn't even really intercept the ball or anything. It was just the quickest jump I've seen in college football this year.
Yeah, but he has shorter than the standard arm length for
that doesn't
NFL
matter when
scouts.
You're that quick. That guy's
That's what
fast.
I'm saying like Will
so
Campbell has short arms too. And
I am going to be interested to see him against Trinidad, but yeah, for the graphic, I'm taking Miami. And I'm also rocking with my curve on that one. Are you taking Ole Miss? Are you also taking Miami?
Yeah, I think their defense is too good, man.
Okay. I think
granted, I thought Georgia's defense was good as well, but also the last time that
10 seed's going to be in it.
I mean, but the last time that Ole Miss and Georgia played, Georgia gave up a ton of points then too. So maybe their defense isn't that good.
Yeah, I'm cool with. I mean, honestly, if Ole Miss did win this game, that's kind of a cool story right there.
It'd be Ole Miss.
You taking Ole Miss?
It'd be Ole Miss.
Ole Miss is a cool story.
They got that chip on their shoulder. They got the better quarterback.
Pete Golding is growing on me.
They're not missing their head coach, obviously. That hasn't mattered thus far.
Someone asked, was Lane Kiffin even needed at Ole Miss?
Okay, let's not go that far.
Yeah, he was maybe needed to build the team, but he wasn't needed to run the team. All right.
I could be out there with a headset and a clipboard, dude.
And then Oregon, Indiana, are we both just taking Indiana? I think we're both sold on them. The team of destiny. I think the national champion will be Indiana, but put that one up on a graphic, see if it comes back to bite me. I don't know. That'd be interesting. I think Indiana versus Miami would be a good college football playoff. Honestly, Indiana versus Ole Miss.
I just can't see Miami winning at all.
It's weird. It'd be weird to see a 10 seed win at all.
It'd be weird to see a team with a bad quarterback.
I wouldn't say bad.
I mean, Georgia won with Stetson Bennett, and that's kind of the same deal.
Yeah, and Carson Beck, Georgia product. So, all right, that's our picks.
That sure is.
That's our picks for the College Football Playoff Semifinals. We will next week be able to do the College Football Championship, and we'll know who the two teams are. But we're now going to get into the NFL headlines, and we have the wild card weekend in front of us. We're going to go through some of those matchups when we come back. All right, we're back for some NFL headlines, Week 18 and the wild card weekend. Starting off with Myles, Garrett, Sack Watch, everyone's favorite segment. We brought it back. It's finally done.
We're finally done watching the sack.
But Myles Garrett has broken
the sack.
Myles Garrett has broken the NFL record for sacks in a season with 23. I owe Matt $10. And the question everyone's asking, did Joe Burrow take a dive?
I think maybe, but also
Perhaps.
If Myles Garrett is coming at your ass, you're taking a dive too.
I heard that was I saw a stat that said that was the fastest anyone's gotten off the line of scrimmage this season.
Yeah, I saw
a
screenshot, like a still photo of it. I mean, he was like past the O lineman. O lineman is still down in a 3-point stance, and he's already in the backfield.
There for the dramatics. I did see. I say Joe Burrow took a dive. He did fall down. And
That happens all the time.
Myles Garrett went over there, put a hand on him, so it counts as his sack. And I did see all the other teammates were all the other Browns defensive linemen all put their hands up and backed away. But we'll see.
I feel like he could have gone it anyway.
He was going to sack him no matter what. Yeah,
we're not saying this.
He had beat him off the line.
We're not We're not going to start this narrative. He got a fluky.
He also did it. He did it. It took him 18 weeks.
Also, we're not going to start that narrative either, man. He took less pass rush. He had less pass rush snaps than.
It's like Miles Strahan said.
The Michael Strahan or TJ Watt.
He's got the record for 18 weeks.
Strahan's he did it in less pass rush snaps. Less pass rush snaps. He did less snaps.
You never know.
Teams aren't passing the ball against the Browns because they're always up and they're running the ball.
I don't know. I don't know if I owe you $10 or not.
That's statistically true, though.
Yeah, he did. He was on a team that didn't
run
have
the ball more against
much.
The Browns
were just losing. They were just trying to run the clock out.
against TJ Watt.
Also, like the last 2 weeks before this game, before the Bengals, he was getting like double teamed nonstop, and quarterbacks were rolling out away from him, especially Aaron Rodgers, veteran. That's kind of what the Bengals were doing too a little bit. They would send Joe Burrow the opposite direction of Myles Garrett, but Myles Garrett was lucky to get off one quick enough and get him. So Myles Garrett now holds the record. Officially, he's in the record book. He does have the record most sacks this season, even if it took
him 17.
An extra week.
You tell him that, dude.
Yeah, my next record here.
Also, before just one more thing.
Okay.
What's his face? Zach Taylor and Jamar Chase both came out and said that they were mad. They were pissed off that the ref stopped the game.
Oh, I did see this.
After he got the sack, which, like, after any monumental breaking of a record or any record-setting, feat that is accomplished in an NFL game, they stop the game every time. Like, they stopped it for Drew Brees when he broke the passing yard record. When he broke the touchdown record, they stopped it.
And
everybody was
broke
cheering.
The touchdown record.
Yeah, they stop it, and they, the game deserved to be stopped. Yeah. Myles Garrett deserved that moment.
I heard that was a last-minute call by the refs, but I saw the interview that you're talking about where he was mad that they stopped the game. Listen, Zach Taylor.
He was saying he wanted to do a hurry-up offense.
Zach Taylor?
Zach Taylor, yeah.
Yeah, Zach Taylor. A little late to be caring about
yeah, right? That's what I was going to say.
The pace of the game or whatever you're trying to win. You guys have been eliminated from the playoffs for, I don't know how many weeks, but a while.
He was like, we were trying to run the hurry-up offense and get on the ball, and I'm like,
I saw
it's too late for all that, brother.
The Bengals fans in the comments were like, listen, even we understand, like, you guys were that game meant nothing other than the sack record.
It was absolute meaningless game besides that.
But Joe Burrow took a dive. All right, moving on. Moving on, another record was broken. Travis Kelce, possibly his last game ever. He loses to the Raiders. Did they lose? Did they win?
Well, they lost.
Yeah, they lost to the Raiders. Travis Kelce, possibly his last game ever, losing to the Raiders, but he is now the fastest tight end to 13,000 reception yards. He did it in 192 games. Tony Gonzalez did it in 232 games. And Jason Witten did it in 259 games. So shout out Travis Kelce, possibly his last game in the NFL. Jury is still out. He'll probably announce it on his show if he's coming back or not. I don't know.
Taylor Swift gives him permission.
Yeah, I've seen Taylor Swift say she's not doing the halftime show until Travis retires.
It's Taylor Kelce.
It's probably Taylor Swift Kelce.
Yeah, Dash.
Yeah, probably.
Do you think?
He's not changing his name. Travis Swift.
No, I was going to say if he does retire, first ballot.
I think so.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl wins in the later part of his career.
Okay, Super Bowl wins for a tight end.
No, but I mean they do take that into account, especially what he was able to do in the postseason.
Says who?
I mean, I would take that into account. I'd be like, oh, he has.
So you're just saying that
3 Super Bowls.
You're just saying that.
I'm just saying if I was on the committee, I would take that.
I'm not going to look at a tight end and say how many rings does a tight end have.
No, but you'd see it.
Anybody but a quarterback. Quarterback, okay, sure. But
yeah, but you
tight
still
end,
see
running
it,
back, receiver.
Does it not improve his resume?
If a center has 2 rings or none, it doesn't. You're not going to look at them.
So if you had 2 centers that were exactly identical in stats, one of them has 2 Super Bowl rings and the other one does not, which one are you taking?
The same stats?
Yeah, the exact same stats. However, centers are measured.
Coin flip.
You're a coin flip. You're not going to take the one that has Super Bowl wins.
Well, they won the Super Bowl.
It's something you could take into account.
I mean, okay. But that's the last thing I'm looking at.
But you're going to look at it.
Last thing I'm looking at.
But you're going to look at it.
I might glance at it.
You might just read over it.
I still don't even think he's the
part of the paper.
I still don't even think he's the best tight end in Chiefs history.
Oh. Whoa.
You got big Tony G you're going up against,
Tony
dude.
Gonzalez. He just literally beat Tony Gonzalez. Fastest in reception yards at 13,000.
That's fine.
That's I don't know. You're going to get the
I'm
Swifties
putting Tony G above. I'm putting
You're going to get the Swifties
give me a top right now, top 5 tight ends all time right now. Real fast. Bang, 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 bang.
Well, now I got to consider where to put Travis in that. Now, if his career is actually over, he's not going to add anything else to it. Mm-hmm. Maybe not in order, but I think you got to put Gronk up there. Got to put Travis Kelce up there. Got to put Tony Gonzalez up there. Jason Witten. And then who would I put as 5?
Oh. Put Jason Witten in there?
I feel like I'm missing someone.
You're missing Jimmy Graham.
Nah, maybe.
What are you laughing at?
What? I came back. I said maybe.
Shannon
And
Sharp.
there's probably some old head that we're missing.
Shay. There's a lot of old heads. Antonio Gates,
Oh, Antonio Gates, yeah.
Kellen Winslow, etc.
Who was
George Kittle might be up there. George Kittle's going to be up there too one
I'm
day.
blanking on him.
What
What's his
team?
name? The Bears.
Mike Ditka.
Mike Ditka.
He's probably up there too.
Granted, I never saw him play. So I have no clue.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of old heads.
I just know he's considered a Bears legend. There are a couple Bears fans that listen, so I want to include him in there. Kyle Pitts, possibly.
Kyle Pitts, week whatever it was. Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, when he had 40-something fantasy points.
What week
put
was
him
that?
up there.
2025 Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, put him up. Yeah. Literally won people. There are some people that won fantasy leagues because of him, so I think they'd put him up there. Yeah, no, Travis Kelce definitely, I think, first ballot. Get back on point here.
Yes.
Get back on point. All right, moving on. The playoff picture is set for the NFL. I'll run through the seeding real quick, and then we'll go through kind of the wild card matchups coming up. So on the AFC side, the Broncos get the first round bye, followed by the Patriots, Jaguars, Steelers, Texans, Bills, and Chargers. Steelers just barely getting in on a freaking miracle of a kick. They did have a priest bless the field before the game. Sorry about you, Tyler Loop.
He didn't bless Chris Boswell.
He did. Maybe it was just for no kicks to be made. And then on the NFC side, Seahawks are the 1 seed. They get the bye, followed by the Bears, Eagles, Panthers, Rams, 49ers, and then the Packers. Funny thing with the Eagles sat their starters in Week 18. The Bears lost. Had the Eagles played their starters, they could have been the 2nd seed in the NFC.
But,
so bad call there by Nick Sirianni.
Well, other side of the coin, they play their starters. Oh, Jalen Hurts, broken leg. Saquon tore both of his hamstrings. You know,
AJ Brown, another drama
AJ Brown
fit.
Paralyzed.
Yeah, that could have been unfortunate, but they do fall to the 3 seed.
I do respect when you have unless you're fighting for the the number 1 seed in your conference. If you have a playoff spot solidified already in Week 18, I'm going to rest my guys.
Yeah,
I'm going to rest my guys.
I think they honestly thought the Bears were going to win, but then they ended up losing to the Lions.
Well, Lions are a good team.
Lions are a good team. I think honestly, if I was the Eagles, I probably would have. I would have probably played my starters, but don't take it from me. My team's been eliminated for a while from the playoffs, so at least like the last 2 or 3 weeks, whatever it was officially.
I mean, also okay, well, looking at the matchups, maybe the Eagles should have played their starters.
Maybe the Eagles should have played their starters.
They went from. I guess we're about to get into it, but
yeah, real quick, let's get into the playoff wins by all the quarterbacks that remain in the playoffs. Leading the pack, I'll put the graphic up. Leading the pack with 11 playoff wins.
I think we all know.
No other than the oldest player. Was the oldest player, but then Phillip Rivers came back. Aaron Rodgers with 11.
Oh, he just announced his retirement. By the way.
Did he actually? This is retirement?
Phillip Rivers announced his retirement.
Oh, I thought you said Aaron Rodgers. I was like, breaking news. I haven't heard that one.
His second retirement.
He probably does announce his retirement if he wins the Super Bowl. Followed by in second place, Josh Allen with 7. Jalen Hurts with 6. Matthew Stafford with 5. Brock Purdy with 4. CJ Stroud with 2. Trevor Lawrence and Jordan Love with 1. And then Sam Darnold, Justin Herbert, Bryce Young, Bo Nix, Drake May, Caleb Williams with 0. So got some good young quarterbacks in there finally gonna get their shot.
One of those fellas is gonna get one probably. Also, it's crazy to think
one of those guys are guaranteed to get one.
It's crazy to think that Matthew Stafford only has 5 playoff wins when he was drafted in 2009.
And 4 of those are from
2026.
Wait. How many did they win? Were the Rams a 1 seed? They only had 3 that season when they won?
3 or 4, regardless. Either one.
Majority came from that Super Bowl.
He only won 1 or 2 on the Lions.
Yeah.
I
know he won 1 on the Lions because he beat the Cowboys, I think.
That was probably, I feel like that might be the only one.
That was like 2016.
No, surely they got it.
I don't know if they were bad for a long time.
What year was that? Rams Bengals. Did we care about?
That was 2021.
I don't know if they were not. I don't think they were the 1 seed. I think they were like 11-5.
Trying to look it up.
Yeah, look it up.
They were not the 1 seed. They beat the Cardinals in the wild card. They beat the Bucs in the divisional. They had an overtime win against San Francisco in the NFC Championship, and then they beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
What was the record in the regular season?
I don't have that in front of me. Wait, do I have it here? They were 12-5. They were second in the NFC West.
Oh yeah, okay.
So they beat the Niners.
Yeah,
the Niners were the 1 seed.
Is that Jimmy Garoppolo? Or was that Brock?
I don't know.
Okay, I mean we should know that.
We're deep in the rabbit hole.
I mean,
right
we
now.
should know that though. That's not a rabbit hole. We should know that.
Well, the 49ers have changed their quarterback. Actually, I believe that was Jimmy Garoppolo.
Because
Brock
they did
Purdy
make it. They made it a
Brock
few
Purdy
times.
Was drafted till recent, like 2023.
Oh no, that probably was Brock. He just got a contract, so he's obviously been there at least. It's probably at least his fifth year.
I'll look it up again. When was Brock Purdy drafted? In 2022, so the year after.
I guess they would have given him a contract in his third year.
Yeah. Mr. Relevant 2022.
All right,
let's get into the wild card weekend, or
Anyways.
super wild card weekend, as the NFL likes to call it. Starting off Saturday, we have 2 games. We have the Rams at the Panthers and Packers at the Bears. Now, the Rams did lose to the Panthers in Week 14 in Carolina, 31-28. I think that was also the game that Matthew Stafford had 3 interceptions, so it was not his best performance. It kind of started a little bit of a skid for the Rams. The Rams do open as a 10.5-point favorite in this game. It is the largest of the wild card weekend. Matthew Stafford finished as the passing leader for the NFL this season with 4,707 yards.
46 touchdowns.
46 touchdowns.
8 interceptions.
8 interceptions.
He's one of 3 quarterbacks to have 4,500 plus yards, 45 plus touchdowns, and less than 10 interceptions.
I did see he also led the league substantially in 1-yard touchdown passes.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah,
take those away. He still beats Drake May.
Drake May. Yeah, it's Panthers cornerback J.C. Horn was tied for second interceptions with 5. Who's an absolute beast on the defensive side for the Panthers. And Rams are also the least penalized team this year in the NFL with only 75 flags. 49ers are in second with 83, and the Bengals have 88. So I actually saw the Rams just in the last 4 years are just the least penalized team in football. So they will not beat themselves. However, this Panthers team, I don't know. We will see. Is Bryce Young that guy?
We will. Come on.
We'll get to see. The NFC South was an absolute battle at the end.
Let's not try to.
Losing record gets in 8-9.
Okay. Don't make me bring up the NFC least, bro.
The NFC South. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. But let's not build this up like this is going to be competitive.
It's a super wild card weekend, of course.
I know Panthers beat them before, but
you think it's a clear runaway? I think so as well. As long as Devontae Adams is back.
I don't care if he's back. I don't care if Puka plays.
Rams,
I don't care if my mom's out there at receiver. The Rams are going to win.
Rams do strike me as like one of the more complete teams in this playoffs. They have the quarterback, they have the defense, they have obviously the receiver weapons in Puka and Devontae Adams in the run game, Kyra Williams, Blake Corum. They just seem like they got it all working right now. Unfortunately, they had a little bit of skid in the season. That's why they're going on the road. But
Puka potential offensive player of the year?
Possibly. But yeah, this will be, I mean, it's going to be the only game on, so I'll be watching it. Getting to the next game here. Bears at the Packers. I think the Bears would have rather been the 3 seed and switch with the Eagles. I don't think they want to play the Packers.
I love this, man. Division rivals, one of the longest rivalries in the NFL. It's going to be a great game. Do you know the last win for the Bears was the Packers? And the last win for the Packers was the Bears.
In the postseason?
In the regular season.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Dang, so that's because they played like back-to-back.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, the Packers
won.
Did.
Packers won, started losing. Bears won, or Bears beat them, started losing.
Yeah, and the Packers, I mean, they're coming in limping off some injuries. Obviously, the Micah Parsons injury was major. Jordan Love should be back for this game, I imagine. I think he's out of concussion protocol. But the Bears, I think we talked about it last episode. They have probably Coach of the Year candidate on, Ben Johnson. Caleb Williams, who's been, Mr. Clutch as of late. Like, the Bears have probably the most wins by 1 score or less this season. They don't?
Broncos.
Oh, and then it's the Bears?
I don't know, but Pretty sure Broncos have the most. Dude, I will say, dude, Caleb Williams is the best quarterback in this matchup.
Yeah.
Even though the Bears' defense is not all it's cracked up to be, it kind of relies on getting turnovers, which they do get a lot of those, but they do struggle at stopping teams from scoring.
You know what's crazy in this game? The Packers are favored by 1.5. I mean, it's close, pretty much a pick 'em at that point, but you would think in Chicago, the
Plus,
Bears are the 2
series. They split the series.
I mean, they're going to play each other tough. This is the 3rd time they're playing this season.
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, Packers did have that major injury to one of their best players, Micah Parsons. The Bears offense.
Vegas knows something we don't.
Dude, the Bears offense is heating up. They have just so many playmakers, man. Especially with Colson Loveland turning up this season, finally using him a lot more than they have been. DJ Moore I assume Romadunse would be back. I don't know. I know he was on. He didn't play in the last game, but
Romadunse?
Yeah, Luther Burden, who they're finally throwing the ball to, and look what happens. Good things, great things.
Devin Duvernay in the return game.
Shout out,
high school legend,
Texas legend.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested. I did say this would be the worst loss in Bears history if they lose to the 7-seed Packers. So that's speaking from experience, whose team lost to the 7-seed Packers, probably the worst loss in Cowboys history in the playoffs, an absolute blowout. So I wouldn't sleep on the Packers as a 7-seed, even with coming in as banged up as they are.
I mean, Packers, they just have a history of winning, especially in the playoffs.
Moving on to the Sunday games.
We're going to give our picks?
Oh, yeah. I guess we can give our picks for the Saturday games.
Might as well.
All right, Saturday games picks. Matt, who are you taking?
We both took the Rams, yes?
I think we're both taking Rams. I
think
it's hard to,
this isn't going to be like a head-to-head type. We're just
picking.
We should make a little bracket.
Ooh, make our playoff bracket, put it out. We'll see. We'll see if our graphics guys get around to that.
You?
That's us. We're the graphics guys.
You're the graphic guy.
I'm the graphics guy.
I'm going Bears.
All right, we're going Bears. I also like the Bears just because I've been picking them the whole season. Maybe that'll give them a good luck that, I'm finally picking them again, so they should get the job done. I think they've only lost 1 game when I picked them, so hopefully let's not make it 2. And we'll get into the Sunday games, January 11th, starting off with Bills at the Jaguars, and we did release a TikTok saying this is not Josh Allen's year. We said that last episode.
He's going to put up 8 touchdowns.
He's about to go insane in this game. However, Buffalo does open as a favorite in this game, 1.5. Jaguars have been impressive this season, especially with Trevor Lawrence and what he's done in the last month. I think that's had the MVP race been the last month, Trevor Lawrence clear runaway. And the fact that he's done all this with pretty much no Travis Hunter or, dare I say,
a rookie?
Top tier receivers. Brian Thomas been absolutely non-existent. Jacoby Myers, don't get me wrong, good receiver. Just I don't think he's insane. He has been playing better since he's come over to the Jags. I'm just thinking Jacoby Myers, the Raiders receiver. I'm not thinking Jacoby Myers, the Jaguars receiver.
Or the Patriots receiver.
Or the Patriots receiver.
Yeah, honestly, I think the reason why the Bills might be favored is just Josh Allen's experience in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, we just talked about it. He's got, 7 wins? Is that what it was? Yeah, he's got 7 wins. Trevor Lawrence has 1 win in the playoffs.
I mean, even, obviously, who's ever setting these lines, Vegas, they know that the Jags are probably the hottest team in the NFL right now.
Yeah. And honestly, I think the Jags, they're a complete team except for the receivers. And that's just they have the receiver. Brian Thomas could be a number 1 receiver in the league. He just has not played like it this season.
He is. He was last year, obviously. I don't know how that fall off can happen.
Yeah.
I really don't. It really makes no sense.
Travis Etienne has come around. Trevor Lawrence, like we said, balling. The Jags defense has been balling. I mean, we saw what they just did to the Titans. Granted, it was the Titans, but they decimated the Titans. Trevor Lawrence had more touchdowns or the same amount of touchdowns as incompletions. He's balling out right now.
Yeah.
And this Bills defense comes in banged up. The only thing is Josh Allen. That's the X factor in this game.
Yeah, there's 2 Josh Allens in this game.
Yeah, there's 2 Josh Allen's going to be trying to sack Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm. That's fun.
That's a fun little...
I guess Josh Allen he's going to get a win regardless.
Yeah, Josh Allen will win this game. Just don't know which one. It's good call out there, Matt. Next game.
Jags.
Oh, we're doing the picks right now? I guess we'll do the picks as we go through them. I'm taking the Jags as well. We definitely need Buffalo to lose, because if they
Which-
don't, our TikTok is going to come back to haunt us.
This is kind of a crazy thing, picking the Jags over the Bills.
Yeah, if you would have told me this like 10 years ago.
You would have told me this 10 games ago.
Yeah, 10 games. Honestly, at the start of the season, I would have been like, you're joking.
Yeah. Dude, I just saw like a list of the Bills receivers that they have. Man, it's just so bad.
Yeah, Kean Coleman.
He was literally a healthy inactive like the other week.
Oh, I should also shout out Josh Allen for his continuing his game started. He walked out there the first snap in week 18, took the snap, handed it off to James Cook, then trotted over the sideline.
Dude, shout out Mitchell Trubisky.
How Mitchell Trubisky absolutely balling.
Who did they play again?
Who did they play?
Very bad team.
The Jets.
Yes.
It was the Jets.
Oh, shout out Jets. They didn't get an interception all season.
Yeah.
0 interceptions. First time since 1933.
And who'd the Cowboys just get from them?
Williams. Quinnen
Williams, yeah. Quinn Williams had more interceptions than the Jets. He had an interception for I think he had 2 interceptions for the Cowboys. So they should have kept him. They would have got their interceptions.
Yeah, that is. Who also, speaking of former Jets players, Sauce Gardner. Congratulations on the number 1 overall pick, my guy.
Yeah, congrats, Sauce Gardner.
Big 2-15.
Yeah, riddled.
Right?
No, it would have been
13.
2-14.
What do you get 1-7 and 1-7?
Oh yeah, because he was
1-7 on the Jets,
yeah.
1-7 on the Colts.
Yeah, great. He didn't play on some of those games for the Colts. So
yeah, what a dumpster fire.
Next game here, 49ers go across the U.S. to the Eagles for the afternoon game here. This is going to be This could be an interesting game here, I think. Yeah, Philly's favored 4.5 in this game.
God,
that's pretty big. I'd like to see if Trent Williams is playing. 49ers missed him last week. Could definitely used him against the Seahawks. We'll see if the Eagles resting their starters. This is probably what they rested them for, but it's gonna be a good game. The 49ers, they're an offense that if they get rolling, they're gonna be problem to stop. Eagles, obviously, I think they're a complete team. Don't get me wrong, but there's just something about this Eagles team. I know they're the Super Bowl champs. I know they got all the same guys back, but there's just something different about them this year. I don't know what. I can't put my finger on it. I don't trust them to make it to the NFC Championship or Super Bowl this year. That's maybe just because I'm a Cowboys fan. But am I right? Is there something off about them?
I'm not a Cowboys fan. I agree. I don't trust them to win this game. I was going to say, like, are they like underrated as a team? But honestly, I don't think so.
I think this game will tell us a lot because now it's like, into the playoffs, something's going to get exploited. Something's going to be shown up. We're going to get to see what they do against the 49ers and Brock Purdy. Last time I think the 49ers played the Eagles in the playoffs, they didn't have a quarterback. Brock Purdy was hurt, so it's going to be a good matchup now. You get to see Brock Purdy against the Eagles. It's like a little redemption arc. Finally gets to go make his stand. We'll see. Who are you taking in this game? I don't know if there's too much to talk about. I think it's pretty straight up.
I'm going to go 49ers, but it's just...
I think we're going to agree. I'm also going 49ers.
What a surprise. It's just like weird that just counting out the defending Super Bowl champ like that.
Yeah. That's going to come back to bite us.
I don't know what
fans that listen.
I don't know what. Maybe it's the Madden curse.
They haven't got the run game with Saquon.
Saquon's on the cover. He wasn't nearly as good this year, which doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know what it is either. There's something about the Eagles that now we'll probably know by next episode. We'll get to see. We'll be like, oh, that's exactly what it was, or we were completely wrong. They just blow the 49ers out. But I think Kyle Shanahan's going to have the 49ers. Going to have something up his sleeve. We'll get to see. It's going to be a good game. I think this is going to be actually a really close game.
It's going to come down to Joe Burrow, not Joe Burrow.
It's going to come down to Joe Burrow on the couch.
It's going to come down to Brock Purdy and if he turns the ball over.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I know that, I mean, the 49ers have had probably the most injuries out of all the teams this year, and they're just finding a way every week.
And even if Brock Purdy doesn't go down, they got Mac Jones come in.
That is true.
Who could still ball. The receiving core for the 49ers is, I think, where would be the problem. They have Greg Jennings, and that's it.
They got Greg Jennings, Packers legend.
Who am I thinking of? Juwan Jennings. They have Juwan Jennings. Yeah.
Hopefully Ricky Pearsall plays.
George Kittle, obviously.
CMC. They're supplementing a lot of the passing game with CMC, which
Yeah.
is fair. I mean, could be a slot receiver if he wanted to be.
I did see something. Oh, what was it? I don't know if the stat is still true, but normally the 49ers, when they make the playoffs, they either don't make the playoffs or they make at least the NFC Championship game.
I can see that.
I think I don't know if
I
that
can see
got
that being
broken.
true.
Were they in the playoffs last year? Can't remember. They were in the NFC Championship last year, but
They were.
it was the Eagles-Washington.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember if they were in the playoffs last year. I think they might have missed it. I know that stat was true like a year ago.
25.
We're really putting the analytics department.
I mean, we're just
saying stuff.
I don't know how. I will say I'm very bad. Personally, I'm very bad at remembering teams that make the playoffs, the matchups, like teams who even like are in the Super Bowl.
Or Goldfish. Yeah, they were not in the playoffs last year. The Rams made it over them.
Texans
So I think
won.
I think that stat plays. 49ers were not in the playoffs last year, so that stat stays alive. So they're going to make the NFC Championship this year. We can move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Next game here, Chargers at the Patriots. And we're going to get to see what the Patriots playing an actual team with a winning record. There's no hiding anymore. We get to see Drake May at home. This is the night game in Foxborough. Remnants of Tom Brady, possibly. It was interesting if this is the night game, but I don't know. I think the Chargers are a good ball club. Like, they're going to get it done.
I saw a stat today. The Chargers offensive line ranked dead last in pass protection.
Jeez. Also, both these quarterbacks, no playoff wins.
Yeah, I mean,
one of these quarterbacks will get their first playoff win. Justin Herbert or Drake May.
The Chargers, I mean, it's just kind of like this is a Josh Allen situation. If Justin Herbert is not on his A game, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
And if he is, they're going to have a chance. I'm not going to say they're going to win, but it's going to be a competitive game.
Yeah, and the spread says that too. I mean, Patriots are favored 3.5 in this game. I think that's fair.
Yeah, Chargers got a long way to go. Yeah. I know they made the playoffs this year and last year, but
I think this is pretty easy for me. I think I'm going to take the Patriots in this one.
Me as well.
You're also taking the Patriots. I don't think this is the test for Drake May yet, but it's coming.
Well, he only has, also I saw today, he only has one win against it's either a playoff team or a team above 500. I can't remember.
The team above 500, I think they have two.
Bills,
they have two this season. They beat the Panthers. They beat the Bills. So it was the Panthers.
No. Oh.
2 wins against playoff teams, and it was the Panthers and the Bills.
Yeah, and then Panthers win isn't even anything to write home about.
No.
It's just, dude, we're going to see. I mean, Chargers are what, 11-6?
Chargers are 11-6. Yes, Patriots are 14-3.
Like you said, they're a good ball club. This will be a test.
And Trayvon Henderson's come along. The only thing I'd be questioned about is the whole Stephon Diggs situation that's been going on in the locker room. It's kind of like we talked about Ole Miss, like the distractions. How much does that actually affect him?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously been Drake May's favorite target.
Yeah, he's leading in receiving yards at 1,013. Lad McConkey kind of came along in the later part of the season for the Chargers, and then kind of did much the rest, like the last couple weeks. I think the Chargers sat their starters in Week 18 against the Broncos.
Yeah, and the Broncos still struggled.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think it's a good quarterback matchup. I think Justin Herbert versus Drake May, I think this is going to be one of the better quarterback matchups that we see. It's a fun game there. Fun game.
It's a fun game. I mean, right. Yeah.
Moving on to Monday Night Football, last game of the wild card weekend, Texans at the Steelers. Now, it was awesome that the Steelers got in the way that they did, man. Hang the banner, Steelers. That was a great season you guys had because you guys are not beating the Texans. Not this Texans team.
That's a crazy statement to say.
What?
You're not beating the Texans.
You're not beating the Texans.
The Texans?
The team that started 0-3 this year.
If we're saying this 10 weeks ago, I would have said you're out of your mind.
You would have said you're crazy. But I don't know. I would love to see Aaron Rodgers get a Super Bowl, right, and go off in the sunset like Peyton Manning. But Texans coming in, unless, this is the only caveat here, unless that priest comes back and blesses the field again, they have to have him back.
They might need to because Cammy Fairbairn has made the most field goals this season.
Ooh, is he over Jason Myers? It's a Texans situation, a lot better than Tyler Loop. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Okay,
like I said, it's gonna be two. I mean, the Steelers do get DK Metcalf back for this game. You get to see what the 2-week rest has brought out of him.
I just think this is going to be a Texans get ready game.
Yeah,
the
let's see
what the playoffs.
Yeah, Houston's favored by 3 in this game.
I don't think the Steelers have a chance.
Yeah, Texans actually have won. What's their win streak up to? Let me see. They've won. Yeah, Texans have won 8 in a row coming into this. So they're one of the hotter teams in the NFL right now.
I would say they have the best defense in the league. And what's interesting is they run the most man coverage out of every other team. And they don't switch around. Whatever they bring out there, whatever their first, look is, they're going to stick with that, regardless of what the offense does. It's just like they think they're better than who they're playing against. And obviously they are defensively.
Right. When a team's on a win streak like that and they're hot, it's like, move out of the way. This team's a wagon coming in.
Yeah, like momentum and confidence, those are like intangible things that probably matter the most in sports, I would say.
I wouldn't get into intangibles here. We're getting into the real sports
The
stuff.
momentum,
yeah.
The momentum, the confidence you can't see.
Things that don't show up on the paper.
That don't show up, but it shows up on tape.
Yeah. Texans are absolutely flying around.
They're rolling. I mean, they're not going to lose.
We'll say the playoff experience is with the Steelers here. Mike Tomlin, this is his exact moment here. He makes the playoffs and then he doesn't win a playoff game. He almost was. He probably was hoping Tyler Loop made that kick.
So he
didn't have to. Fired. So he got his winning season and doesn't have to go out there and do win a playoff game.
You think he's getting fired?
No, I think him and John Harbaugh were coaching for their jobs, and we saw. Actually, this is a great caveat. Getting into the next segment here. We both took the Texans in this game.
But like, regardless, even if you made the playoffs, like they're not. What does the owner expect him to make a run? So like the owner should know that this is coming to an end.
Possibly.
So, I don't know, but
a lot of teams would take a playoff appearance. But yeah, this is a great segue. Coaching for their jobs. Coaches that were fired earlier this week. Matt, do you want to run through them? You've been kind of keeping up a little bit.
I have. These all weren't today, but most of them were today. We got the Cardinals. We got the Raiders, the Browns, the Giants, the Titans, the Falcons, the Commanders firing their offensive and defensive coordinator. Lions firing their offensive coordinator, and the Cowboys, no surprise here, firing their defensive coordinator. And then obviously the big one,
board.
Right? The big one, John Harbaugh is out after 18 seasons as the Ravens head coach.
Yeah.
Also, 7 teams have already reached out to Harbaugh and his agent about, inquiring about him and seeing if he wants to be, still be a head coach in the league.
Yeah, the Ravens getting rid of John Harbaugh. Listen, I can't say I didn't see it coming, but some of the ways that their seasons
saw it coming.
No, I'm saying like I can't say I didn't see it coming because I
saw it coming.
Yeah, I mean there was talks of like saying like it was possible that could happen, so it was on my radar of things. I didn't think they were actually going to do it or pull the trigger on it. But the way that the Ravens have lost some of these games the last, I don't know, going back to 2018 or wherever, since they've had Lamar on the team, like some of the heartbreaking losses they've had, whether it's in the playoffs, last year, Mark Andrews drops a 2-point conversion to lose to the Bills, the Zay Flowers fumble, Derrick Henry destroying them on the Titans, and now funny that he's on the Ravens. What they've had and gone through is actually, or the Tyler Huntley, fumble and touchdown ran back. Like their seasons have come back to such heartbreak. You almost have to move on. But I feel like he's the right guy. It's just unfortunate that and now they have the missed kick of Tyler Loop. Like it's just been heartbreak after heartbreak. They kind of had to move on from him. But I still think he's a good coach. Like you said, 7 teams have already reached out to him. He will have a head coaching job next year if he wants one.
Yeah. It just comes down to the owner and the front office just wanting to like usher in a new era.
Yeah, and I heard
like I know he's still, obviously a top 10 coach.
Yeah, I heard there were some things between him and Lamar, maybe.
Really?
Yeah, and like I said, this is all just like rumored that stuff was going on in the locker room. So that may have had something to do with it. They want to keep Lamar around. They want to keep him happy. If he wasn't happy with the situation, they got to let him go. But also just, I think it's kind of run its course. I think it's, how many seasons was he there? 18?
Mm-hmm.
And only 1 Super Bowl. You kind of have to, move on. But we'll see. He had a winning record as a coach, so he's definitely going to be someone that has a job for him. I like your next question here. Well, real quick, before we get into that, the Giants firing their coach. Was that their interim that they fired, or are you talking about Dable?
Yeah, I mean, I was just
You're just going through what's happened this season.
I was just listening.
Open...
Yeah, like I said, I just said that these all weren't today, but
okay.
These are just the teams that have fired their head coach thus far. There might be, maybe there's some.
I did see the Colts owner, Ursay's daughter. She came out and said that their coach is on they're bringing him back next season, but there's the utmost urgency to win.
Hot seat, huh?
Yeah, he's on the hot seat.
Okay, I respect that, dude. She's like,
she knows ball.
Shout out to whatever her name is, something Ursay.
I'll look
dude,
it
she is, and she's involved. She's on the sideline every game with her little notepad and stuff. She loves it. She loves ball.
Carly Ursay,
more invested than any owner I've ever seen. Really.
Yeah, I would want her
watching, like, from a game to game watching perspective. Like, she loves it.
Yep. So your next question here, you and bring it up.
Most appealing head coaching job as of right now, minus the Ravens, because obviously.
Yeah, I would say out of the head coaching jobs, you got to mention the Raiders because they get the #1 pick next year. They're probably taking Fernando Mendoza. So that's appealing just on what you kind of get immediately. You get to pick your guy coming in.
Yeah.
I like the Falcons.
Do you?
What?
Do you?
Yeah, they got Bijan. They got a defense. And you got Kirk Cousins or Michael Penix to choose from.
Right. Both great options, right?
Yeah, but you could also...
No.
I think
neither is a great option. Both are bad options.
Out of the teams available, they got probably one of the more complete teams. Also, I like the Giants. Once the Giants are back healthy, you have your guy in Jackson Dart.
I agree there.
Who do you think is the most appealing head coaching job?
Yeah, I was thinking about this earlier today. I would say my #1 would be the Cleveland Browns.
Really?
Mainly for the fact I think they have had they just had the best draft out of all of the teams. They have the potential defensive rookie of the year in Carson Schwarzenegger, their linebacker. I think he's kind of running away with it right now. They got Quinshon Judkins. If he comes back healthy, he's the same kind of athlete. You got him, fantastic running back. You got Dylan Sampson, great #2. You got Harold Fannin, already solidified as top tight end, fantastic playmaker. You obviously have the guy that holds the record for the most sacks in a season.
Okay.
However,
you're gonna say however now, huh? You're gonna say however, huh?
However, okay. there is a big question mark at quarterback.
How dare you?
It might not be perfect timing over there in Cleveland. But
you are a sick man.
We'll see. Maybe
you said all those other good things, but the second Shedeur Sanders' name gets brought up, you don't want to say anything good about him.
No. Hold on. Maybe with a full offseason as QB1, building even more chemistry with Harold Fannin. I know he also likes Isaiah Bond. They've had some, really good receptions and whatever.
You hate his guts.
I mean, he's not great, but it's a rookie year. You're not supposed to be great your rookie year.
He did.
I'm not gonna write him off already. But I mean, they're young enough to where there's a lot to like.
If you came in day one, are you drafting a new quarterback?
Yeah.
You are.
Is Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel going to stop you from drafting a quarterback?
Yes.
No.
They got their guy in Shedeur.
No, I don't think so. Even if they do, there's nothing wrong with.
I think you've talked me into the Browns, dude. I think the Browns is the most.
Also,
appealing,
granted,
other than it being the Browns,
I will say they do have the 7th pick, which isn't high enough to get one of the coveted quarterbacks in this draft. But there's also somebody who's on the market now who just had a fantastic performance, who I said will be a starting quarterback next season.
No.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
don't get me wrong. He would fit in perfect as a Browns bridge quarterback. They've had, I don't know how many bridge quarterbacks.
I don't know about bridge. Starting quarterback.
I mean, yes, he could be a starting quarterback for the Browns, but I think they got to rock with Shedeur. I think Shedeur showed you
talking about the same guy
at the end of the season.
Are we talking about?
You're thinking about Malik Willis.
I'm thinking about Malik Willis.
Yeah.
I'm taking him over Shedeur right now.
Right now, yes. Shedeur is coming off his rookie season.
He's still young enough. Where it's like...
There's no returning this into a Shedeur versus Malik Willis debate.
No, I mean, I'm just saying get somebody else in there. Get somebody else in that quarterback room. Get some competition going. Dylan Gabriel is not... He's not the guy. He's not.
Obviously,
You're not going to
Gabriel's
want
not
him.
the guy.
You're not going to want. It's not going to be much of a competition with him and Shador.
Shador's just
Malik
magic
Willis
on the
there.
field.
What do you mean magic on the field?
Beat the Steelers.
He had more
Beat the
interceptions than
Bengals.
touchdowns.
Well, yeah, he didn't get to play a full season. You got to let him. You got to let him rock.
Yeah, Tyler Shuck didn't play a full season.
Okay,
He's got more touchdowns than interceptions.
Here's the real thing: that you like Tyler Shuck over Shador. That's the real argument.
No, I mean,
which that's not much of an argument.
You get some more playmakers in there. You got the 7th pick. You got whatever other picks they have. I'm sure they're good as well. Yeah, you're gonna keep Myles Garrett.
Actually, the Browns do have 2 first-round picks this year. They have someone's in the playoffs. I did see it because I was like, oh, the Cowboys have 2 first rounds this year.
Well, even better then.
Yeah,
makes that pick even. Also, they don't have a head coach right now, so that's something that needs to be addressed. Maybe
Browns?
I did see.
You're saying about the Browns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see Brian Flores might be available.
John Harbaugh,
coordinator of the Vikings. John Harbaugh. Brian Flores.
Matt Eberflus.
That defense. That defense would be even better. That defense would be even better, man. They already have one of the best defenses, right?
Yeah.
Denzel Ward, Myles Garrett, Carson Schlesinger.
I'm gonna be interested to see who the Cowboys bring in as a defensive coordinator. That's a team that needs a good hire there.
I was reluctant to say this. I didn't want to hurt you anymore. You've been hurt, but Cowboys gave up the most points they ever have in franchise history this year.
That's not surprising. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, I think on average
40-40 tie.
It was 29.3 points per game they were giving up every week.
Yeah,
that's tough.
We looked really good. The high point of the Cowboy season was beating the Chiefs on Thanksgiving Day and then beating the Eagles the next week.
Yeah.
That was the high point of the season.
I was going to agree with you. I do think Giants are a very enticing job.
Yeah, Giants, when I think about it, they've just been kind of injury riddled. Once they get some of those guys back, they're going to be a
that's one thing that makes me a little hesitant. Jackson Dart wasn't out for the season with the injury, but he's been in that blue tent more than anybody else I've seen this season. You got
Cam Skadaboo.
Yes, Cam Skadaboo.
Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, Malik Neighbors who's out. Hopefully, ACL is a tough injury to come back from, but we've seen players do it. Adrian Peterson.
Right.
Shout out.
Hopefully
he can come back and be that top 10 receiver in the league that he was.
And I mean, the Giants also have a top 5 pick this next year. They didn't drop a little bit for beating the Cowboys, but just running through the top 5 draft picks this next season is the Raiders with 1, Jets with 2, Cardinals with 3, Titans with 4, and then, like I said, Giants with 5. For anyone else that cares, the Saints are 8, the Cowboys are 12, and they'll have another one depending on where Green Bay finishes in the playoffs.
Yeah, also for the Giants, they have one of the best pass rushing duos in Brian Burns and Abdul Carter.
Yep.
You got arguably the best interior defensive lineman in Dexter Lawrence. You got Kayvon Thibodeau, who has stepped it up the past couple seasons. There's a lot to like for that team.
Yeah, you're also in New York. That's going to be it's a big media market there.
Humongous market. It'll be fun to see who goes where. It'll be fun to see where Harbaugh goes if he decides to go else.
Do we get into the final question here?
Yeah.
Of the pod. One final question. Go ahead, Matt.
One final question. What teams that missed the playoffs this season will make it next season? I'm going to go ahead and just throw out Bengals and maybe Ravens.
Yeah,
one of those, if not both.
I'd have to see the Ravens higher.
Yeah, but fully healthy Ravens team, fully healthy Bengals team.
You know what I'm going to say that's going to make you happy? The Saints and Tyler Shuck.
I was going to say that too, brother.
I will
stick the words out my mouth.
Yeah. The NFC South, if you only have to have a losing record to win it there, I think you guys could easily run away with it.
Come on. I thought
all you got to do is win 9 games.
I was so happy to hear this out of you. I was so happy.
All you have to do is win 9 games, and you'll be in the playoffs. That's all you have to do. Tyler Shuck could do that.
More than the Cowboys won.
Yeah, well, how about this season?
Cowboys only won 1 more game than the Saints, by the way.
Cowboys also could be a team that makes the playoffs next year, depending on what
100%.
defensive coordinator they bring in. There was a lot of stuff to like towards the end of the season. They just, like I said, they kind of started too late. They got a little bit of the Quinn Williams coming over. They added some stuff. They're going to have 2 top picks in the first round. Or not top picks, but
make
two
one of those
first round draft picks.
Draft a corner with one of those.
Draft a corner, draft maybe a safety. I don't know.
You give a blank check to Brian Flores. Say, come over. Fix our defense, please. He's done that the past few seasons. He's flipped defenses around. Be one of the best.
So Cowboys possibly. I'm not going to say
take much to make that defense better.
Yeah, but there's a lot of things alike. If just on the offensive side of the ball, especially they want to bring George Pickens back. So
obviously.
go ahead.
Are you done?
Obviously,
I was going to say. I mean, teams, like the Chiefs, like the Commanders, but a team maybe like the Giants. A team we got to give a team that's not usually in the playoffs that missed it this year because of injuries. Maybe the Giants, maybe the Cardinals.
I mean, the Saints have been in just a bad spot since Drew Brees left, so I think that's a good. And they could run the NFC South.
Yeah, probably the easiest division to run.
Whoa! Shout out to the NFC North, by the way. All the teams finished above 500.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Lions went 9-8, huh?
Yeah.
Shout out NFC West.
We're going to talk about the NFC South. We're going to talk about the NFC North. Give them a shout out.
That's
Love
true.
seeing that. But with that, we will get into closing out the show, right, Matt?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. If you're over there on the YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe, turn on notifications, follow us on Spotify, rate the show, give it 5 stars, helps out a lot. If you want to stay up to date on the show, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Brodie Pod. And with that, guys, we will see you all next week. We'll know the divisional round, and we'll also know who the college football final is going to be, the national champion. What's going on there? We'll preview that. So with that, everyone, take care. God bless. And Matt?
Love y'all.
Light up.